Went to look and see what they were talking about, and I looked at the dog's paw. He had literally chewed off the padding on the bottom of his foot. So I had to bandage him up.
They're so better off amputated. You know, I mean, he feels and looks like a normal dog. You know what I mean? Other than like -1, you know?
Right, exactly. He was fine other than that.
Let me just ask you, how do you feel about your own culpability since the dog got away from you and you were violating the leash law that requires you to have your dog under your own control?
Fine other than that.
Let me just ask you, how do you feel about your own culpability since the dog got away from you and you were violating the leash law that requires you to have your dog under your own control? I don't care whether he has a leash on. I care whether the law cares whether you have the dog under your control. Your dog ran across the street. Your dog got hit by a car, and between the dog and the car, the only one with a right to be there was the car. What say you about that?
I say that I was culpable. I don't deny that. I did not purposely let
No, I know, but what does that do to your lawsuit against him for $3,000? Like, in other words, how is it his fault? He's a car, he has a right to be on the street, versus your fault. I don't mean to make you feel bad. I'm just saying, you know, it's one of those things. It'll happen. But legally speaking, I've got to make a judgment call based on whether or not I can put blame on this accident on the car, which has a right to be where it is, versus the dog that has zero right to pop up. Zero right to pop up.
Well, it could have been, it could have been somebody's kid. Like I said, I was watching him.
If someone's kid ran across the street, he also wouldn't be prosecuted.
I was watching him. I was waiting for the truck to slow down. It did not slow down until it already impacted with my door.
Which only underscores how important it is to obey the leash law that requires you to have your dog under your complete control. Because it could have been the people attacking the kid on the skateboard. It could have also been that. But anything that it could have been stemmed from the fact that the dog got away from it. You know, a car is driving on the street where it has a right to be, and a dog gets out of your control. My verdict in this case is for the defense.
There's a very excited dog in the hallway. Excited to see. Did Mommy love the decision?
No.
Tell me about that.
There's not really much to say. I was culpable for, not that I allowed him to get off the leash, but he's very energetic, and he, in an instant, got hit by the car. I feel that I bear a lot of the burden, but I also feel that Mr. Woods bears some of the burden also for not paying attention, because he was not watching the road. Otherwise, he would have seen me telling him to slow down, something. He would have seen me. He never saw me.
How's the dog doing?
He's doing fine, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, looks great. Okay. All right, go ahead. You got it? Yeah. You got it? Okay. All right, right around the corner this way.
All right, thank you.
Whoa. All right, so come on in here. What's your feeling on this?
I'm a dog lover, and I'm sorry for the dog. I really am. And it's her responsibility to make sure she has the dog under control at all times. That's the leash law that there is. And I had a dog, and it got away from me. And ran into the road, got hit.
You want to see that?
The end of this, I said, I'm my fault. It's my fault.
So the leash law basically ruins her case unless there were
Driver
saw the dog and could have avoided it. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way to the courtroom. Right now.
These are the plaintiffs, Jonathan and Lindsay. Jonathan says he just returned from active duty, and he and his wife purchased a home from the defendant. 2 weeks after moving in, it became evident the attic was infested with bats and mice. His wife wanted to move out immediately, but cooler heads prevailed, and he decided to get the situation corrected. The defendant had to have known of the infestation when he sold him the house, and they're here to recoup the $5,000 it cost them to get rid of the little buggers. This is the defendant, John Case. He says the house never been in it, flipped after only 6 months. He has no idea where any problems concerning bats. He's never even seen a bat in his life. Besides, the fans have the house inspected. This is the plaintiff, Mrkvon. He says he rented a 2-bedroom townhouse with his girlfriend and his sister. And the unfair defendant has invented phony damages in an attempt to steal their security deposits. This guy is also harassed them, and you see you're suing this louse for every penny of the $8,925 he's owed. And then iffy. He says the plaintiff called him and told him he was moving to Texas and then disappeared. The plaintiff left his really beautiful condo a total mess. He's out way more than what the security was. And if anyone's owed money today, it's certainly not the plaintiff. He's accused of unfairly keeping a security deposit. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $4,344.52 for the balance of repairs, harassment, and emotional distress.
For the next case in the docket, the plaintiff rented a 2-bedroom condo from the defendant and says the guy is not returning his security by trumping up all these charges. But the defendant says the plaintiff told him he was moving to Texas and then just disappeared. It's the case of Texas Bull. You're welcome.
Okay, Mr. McCaskill, you're suing your former landlord, Mr. Appy, for $8,923, and you are counterclaiming against him, besides having kept the security deposit, an additional $4,000 some odd dollars. Let me hear from you first, Mr. McCaskill. What happened here?
Your Honor, we were moving out of our apartment. It was the end of our lease. I notified that
Who's we?
me and my girlfriend.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Calissa.
Was there anybody else on the lease?
Yes, my sister was on the lease.
And what's your sister's name?
Lashina.
Okay, go ahead.
But she did not live there.
Okay.
So I notified Iffy, letting them know that we were going to leave. I told him that I would be leaving on the 9th of October.
Okay. Had you paid September?
Yes, ma'am.
Had you paid October?
Yes, ma'am.
You paid out the month of October?
I paid the end of my lease. Not October, September.
You didn't pay anything for October?
No, ma'am.
And you left on the, what of October?
On the 9th.
Okay, go on.
And so I left. Iffy came on the 8th. We walked around.
What y'all looking for?
The door that was broken.
Why was the door broken?
One of the workers got stuck in the door, so I had to push it over.
One of what?
The guys who were moving our furniture.
And where were you moving?
Texas.
Okay, go on.
So that happened, and I told them that the movers had packed up the remotes and one of
The remotes for what?
for the silk bags.
Oh, those weren't yours. How did they pack up the remote? That's so weird. They know they're not taking the fan, so why would they pack up the remote? I don't think they packed up the remote.
And I specifically gave them instructions, don't pack any
Did you
remotes.
pay movers to pack you? Like they took your clothes out of your room? What an extravagance. So did you, so like you didn't pack boxes, the movers packed the boxes? Gotcha, go on.
So after all that happened, I let Iffy know immediately that these items were packed up by mistake.
Did they also accidentally pack a
One by
smoke detector?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, go on.
I told Iffy, hey, just take it out as a deposit, whatever it takes, just take it out as a deposit.
Out of curiosity, what did they charge you to pack all your stuff?
Well, at first they charged me $4,000, and then when I got to Texas, it turned to $7,000.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
And the walkthrough, the next day, you were supposed to have a cleaning crew there.
so the walkthrough
line don't clean because he's not here?
Yes.
Why? Did you expect him to stand there while they were cleaning?
Well, that's what we said.
No, what the premise is if they're gonna clean and he's gonna walk in and take a look. Not that he's gonna stand there while they're cleaning.
Well, no, what we said was, because I had already had guys coming over that night, and I said the next day, I'm gonna have some more guys. You can point out whatever you want, and we'll take care of whatever it is you need. So, door.
I'm sorry, I don't understand you. You called them off with time. You told them don't come. And you said, which means you didn't pay them. And that's because he didn't show up for what? The final walkthrough where things are clean?
No.
They're supposed to be clean. He's not gonna stand there while they're cleaning.
So the original.
All right, just move on. All right, so the bottom line is you didn't leave it clean and then go on. We're gonna see the pictures of how you left it in a moment, but go on.
I get down to Texas, a few days pass, it's the 16th, and he messages me, asks me how I'm doing, tell him I'm doing good. He says that I need to give him $1,500 extra on top of my deposit.
Okay.
I said, well, you need to send me the receipts for this. He sends me a write-out, sheet of paper, and I say, Iffy, this isn't verifiable. Just send me the receipts. So he says he lost the receipts, and we go back and forth for a little bit, and he tells me that he's going to contact my sister, my girlfriend. I told him, do not contact my sister and girlfriend, because this is between me and you.
Well, not really. They're on the lease. He has an absolute right to contact anyone who's on the lease because they're all people he can sue.
If I owe him money.
Right, but it doesn't mean that he can't contact them. He can contact them. Did he contact them?
He did.
And then they said, stop harassing us on the first contact?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay, so, all right, so then he's dealing with you, and then what happens? He tells you, no, I'm not only not returning money, you owe me money, right? And you feel that that is unwarranted and unfair. So the bottom line is you never saw receipts, is what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Right, all right, let me talk to you. What happened here? What's the problem?
What's the problem? Okay, first of all, before they moved in, him and his girlfriend, to get good tenants, and so we changed new vanities, new mirrors, new shutters that I installed, fresh paint all over the apartment.
How about the kitchen?
The kitchen was in a good shape. There was no reason to. I mean, and that's it. I was looking for a tenant.
Okay.
And,
So you find him, and then they lived there for a year, and then was he a good tenant?
Perfect, like
Perfect
a
tenant.
dream tenant.
Great
Paying
tenant.
all the day.
Okay,
All the
and
day.
which is all we care about until we look at the apartment, right? And then when you look at the apartment on the 8th with him, then
I was shocked.
why?
I mean, why? Okay. Trash all over the place. Small bugs flying around. Terrible smell. The walls, the fresh paint that we left, I mean, stained with footprints, with scratches.
Do you have
It
pictures?
just really everything, sorry?
Did you submit pictures?
Oh yeah, of course, of course. It's for the before and after.
All right, let's look at some pictures. So this is how you handed it to him. These are your before pictures,
I
according
got
to
to see
you.
this.
You would agree that it was a fresh coat of paint when they, correct?
In some areas, yes, Your Honor.
In some areas. What areas weren't?
The bathrooms.
Okay. And then, according to him, this is how you left it. This door frame is broken, and according to you, why is that door frame broken? Because the movers locked themselves in a pocket door? How did that?
So the door, the lock on the door didn't work, so we just never closed it again. Because my girlfriend.
Why is the mover closing himself in the bathroom? I guess because he had to go?
Yeah, use the
Okay.
bathroom. And I was downstairs.
What happened to the shelf?
So when we moved
And you were
in-
downstairs and what? He couldn't just wait for you to go there and use his cell phone and call you or something? You had to break the door? Because that's gonna, did they pay you for that or no, they just charge you another $3,000? Okay, what is this that I'm looking at?
So when we moved in, we thought these items were hippies. And
What items?
there's items in like a whole bunch of decorations and stuff in there. So we thought it was empty, so we never took it out. We just.
You mean inside of the cabinet?
Yes, Your Honor.
And according to you, that's complete nonsense.
Cleaned the apartment all over, including the cabinets, I mean, all around before we moved in.
Okay, was that broken like that when you moved in?
Yes, Your Honor, but I didn't see it at the time.
It's visible.
This is actual.
This is pretty visible. This is on top of what? This is the refrigerator?
The refrigerator, Your Honor.
Yeah. What is this?
That was the banister.
Yeah, no.
These are the scratches on the...
No, I know, but how did those scratches happen?
I couldn't tell you, Your Honor. That's
Okay,
what it
whose
was.
footprint is that? Can you tell me that?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Where was that footprint? Literally, I just don't know like, how does this happen? Who put, okay. The fact that the footprint is that dirty and then on the wall, who did that? Like,
These
who?
items weren't there when we did our walk around.
Oh, show me the pictures of your walkthrough.
We took no photos.
There you have it. What do you think? That he put his foot in water and then put a footprint?
What? Oh, what? A black bag? No, why?
This entire nature reserve was donated. It's truly untouched.
So no, it's hard. Appreciate y'all for watching the video. Let's turn it over. Let's get lit. Let's get lit. Let's get lit. What happened, sister?
Must be goose mating season or something.
Because I said what happened.
Aren't you the most magnificent thing?
Mom, I just looked downstairs. There's nothing downstairs.
Just take her car. Take her to the
Unicorns used to be seen as these divine monsters.
You said
Some
don't.
people believe that they could heal literally anything.
It's an opportunity of immortality.
We have a moral imperative to harvest every last one.
They're gonna kill us.
Called it. There's no negotiating with monsters.
The plaintiff says the defendant left him in financial distress by stealing a security deposit and he wants it returned. The defendant says the plaintiff was an uncaring slob who left the place filthy, a filthy, disgusting mess. And if anyone's owed money today, it's him. Let's listen.
I'm looking at the pictures and they look pretty bad. Here's where the things were taken, that's fine. What happened here? Do you think he damaged his own kitchen in order to pin it on you?
This is how it was, Your Honor.
I just showed the pictures of how it was and it didn't look like that in the before pictures.
This is a close-up of the cabinet in the kitchen. The kitchens were like this, and they had the stuff peeling off of it.
Do you have a lease with him? And in the lease, does it say everything is in perfect condition?
I could.
Do you have the lease with you? Can you hand it over? What is this? Footprints on the
Yeah,
from a shoe?
That is mine, Your Honor.
Oh, you think?
Yes.
You're not going to tell me that he cooked on it and left little crumbs to frame you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, why is all this junk here?
That's what I was using.
No, I know why one buys cleaning supplies. My question is, why did you leave it behind? Especially the guy who's paying somebody $4,000 to pack you. How did that happen, that the cleaning supplies were left behind? Because someone was planning on cleaning the next day and nobody cleaned, right? You saved yourself the money. And now, it's time to pay the piper. There's a garbage bag. I thought you said that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where's the garbage bag?
That is one of the garbage bags.
What is this a picture of? Just the junk that they left behind?
they found it after he left.
Okay.
I came on the following day.
Okay. So let's talk about. Oh, that's pretty dirty. Jeez.
I'm not disputing that, Your
Well,
Honor.
no, which ones are you disputing?
So.
Don't even answer.
And Your Honor,
What is
this
this?
is the worst
What,
ever.
what is this?
It took us time to find out what is the source of the stinking smell in the kitchen. Rotten food that was left in the dishwasher.
Oh, jeez.
First time ever for me. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Wow. All right, let's talk about the damages. You feel you were out the following damages. $54.85
I
for
did.
the loans, $63 for the smoke detector. You don't dispute those, right? You're charging $300 for cleaning. Do you dispute that?
No.
Okay. Then you're charging $863.71 for unpaid rent the days that he stayed there in October. What's your defense on that?
We didn't speak about that.
Well, we just think we're going to stay for free.
No, Your Honor, but had I known what he was charging, I could.
Well, wait, what he was charging is just the prorated rent. Let me tell you what he could have charged. He could have charged the whole month of October because he can't rent it in October. So he could have said, do you want my money or in 21 days, or the law is you have to give me back my money.
Yes, sir.
Because you didn't give it, so explain that to me.
So I as agreed, had he taken the whole deposit, I would have been okay with it. But he said I owed him $1,500 more.
Right.
Which is what I had a problem with.
Right.
300 for cleaning. $60 for a remote.
Yeah, but that's probably not true because although he said you owed it to him, he didn't sue you. You sued him.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I would imagine he would have eaten it because how's he going to serve you in Texas? And I don't know. I imagine it would just stayed there had you not done the suing.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're not only suing for your security deposit back, you're suing for $8,925.
Yes, Your Honor.
The amount of your security deposit for your security deposit, that's the amount for harassment. What's the harassment?
Well, back to the People's Court's question, is the defendant being unfair and greedy by keeping the plaintiff's security, or did the plaintiff do damage to the place? Let's go back into the courtroom and find out.
After I told him not to contact my family, he contacted my family.
He has a perfect right to.
But
And
he
it
went
was
on to-
once, that's not harassment anyway. And then,
Well, he went to
$2,975 for financial stress, what's that?
So the money that I was supposed to receive from the return, I was going to use for my furniture to pay the rest of
I
my
got an idea, pack your own stuff. You are talking to the People's Court judge. I am well paid. In my life, I have never paid somebody to pack me. In my life. To me, that is such an extravagance. And I know there's people who do it. God bless them. But that's wow, that's crazy. Maybe that money could have gone towards the furniture. All right, the fact that a person lives hand to mouth and needs this money for that doesn't mean that assuming that you were entitled to your deposit back, that you get to double it because it caused you financial stress. All right, so we talked about the unpaid rent. Paint and woodwork. Do you have a receipt for the $3,600 for paint and the woodwork? Yeah, I saw that. Now let's talk about that because that's a very hefty sum. And I want to understand why he would be responsible for all of that. Priming and painting all walls due to moisture damage. What's that about?
I don't know, I guess it was in the kitchen. I didn't get into the details frankly. I mean, for me, what I did is comparing the work that he did for us in our residence to the damage that I saw over here and size of the walls and so on. Because in our house, we did only the upper floor. So, and with the woodwork that he had to fix in the kitchen. And
you're saying like whether or not you found this to be reasonable was based on the price that you paid for your own place, is what you're saying, yeah?
Exactly.
I'm going to deduct some of that because I don't think that the tenant should have to pay for moisture damage. That has to do with your own issues unless you can pin it on them, and I don't think you can pin it on them. I'm not going to award you $1,766 in lost wages and the loss of rental income. Now this is interesting. What's the loss of rental income?
That I had to spend 1 week to fix the apartment. I couldn't rent out.
Yeah, where you
and
go?
it is less than the 1 month that you mentioned you on it anyway.
I know,
So
but
I think it's reasonable.
Oh, he gonna get it. I would have beat his ass at the court.
on your lawsuit against him for $8,925, I find in his favor. I don't believe that you have shown entitlement to your security deposit because I'm looking at a lot of work there based on the way you guys left it. It's not just that it needs cleaning. It's that the whole place needed painting based on people putting their dirty, filthy feet on walls, which is nuts. And it's an
That's
is having a bunch of people because there's 2 footprints and 1 shoe print. Yeah, you gotta clean that off. Like, your response
That's
can't
so
be,
easy. $5,000.
which it was.
That dirt frame. That's only about $60 to get fixed.
No, you need
To clean the
fix
wall,
it,
that's
or
$20
take
at the most.
whatever it
Even if you
costs
gotta
him
paint
to
over that,
fix
ain't
it.
nothing. $20.
And to paint it and everything else. And I do believe that
All right, love you.
might include things that aren't at 10 foot, so I'm taking out $1,000 for the painting. And based on everything else that I do see, subtracting your security deposit from the amount I think he's entitled to still leaves you with a deficit. So on his count, on your claim against him, 0. On his claim against you, I am ordering you to pay him $806.56. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Too low for the plaintiff. He was suing the defendant for almost $9,000. He ends up having to pay the defendant almost another $1,000. How about that? Let's see what he has to say. Mr. McCaskill, you're smiling, but what are you thinking? Tell me.
The judge made her decision. I'm okay with it. Ippy's always been a good dude. I feel like I was good to Ippy.
He got subscribed, but he got like what?
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I know this didn't end up the way you thought it was going to. So you have to pay him another almost $800.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay? Very good. Let's find out how the defendant feels about this. You know, you were suing Mr. Effie at $4,300. You didn't get that. You get less than $1,000, but you didn't have to pay him anything, so that's a relief, right?
Yeah, right.
It really did look like it was really bad in there. Do most of your tenants, or you ever had any tenants leave a place in that poor shape?
No, that was the worst ever, frankly. I mean, I've got here and there, but not like that, not even close.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay? Yeah. Harvey, you saw the evidence. What did you think? It was bad, right?
So Doug, this is really a case about normal wear and tear. The longer you're in a unit, the more leeway the judge gives you in terms of repainting the walls or redoing the carpeting. The longer you're there, the more it's likely to be normal wear and tear.
What about the negative side that we should look out for, when the red flags, when we're dating someone? What would you suggest to look out for?
Love bombing. I think this is.
This is the plaintiff, Raymond Harwood. He says he put down the deposit on an RV he wanted to buy from the defendant. But when he examined the title, he noticed it had been forged. He decided the defendant was Winnebago. He didn't forge any documents, and this guy's trying to back out of the deal. He thinks the plaintiff's wife didn't like it after he spent 4 hours with her in 100-degree heat showing her everything. Bottom line, he isn't returning anything to this wishy-washy guy. He's accused of paperwork problems.
All parties to the jury. Case court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Brown will have time presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Harewood, what happened here?
Okay, on the way picking up his congregants from a church that
From
we
church,
attend.
congregants for church,
Right.
okay?
And on the way there, we noticed the RV for sale.
Okay, this was in June.
Yes.
Beginning of June?
Yes. And I contacted the defendant in reference to purchasing the RV. I paid $1,000 with him. I gave it to him. He gave me a receipt.
Did you take a look at the RV?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. When did you look at the RV?
I'm gonna say maybe 2-3 days after that.
All right, so you go by, you check out the RV, you like what you see. Did you drive it or no?
He had drove it.
With you in it?
Right.
Right, okay, so you saw how it drove, and then you came back and you said, I like it, and you're going to put $1,000 down.
Right.
And what does he say?
He had more than that.
To hold?
Right.
Okay.
I went and got $7,000.
Did he tell you how much more he needed?
No. I just,
All right, so you bring $7,000 more when?
a couple days later.
Okay.
That,
Do you have a receipt for any of the money that you paid him, or did you pay him by check? and